Hello, sound check 1 2 3. Sound check 1 2 3. Hello, sound check 1 2 3. Sound check 1 2 3. Sound check is good. Hello, welcome and namaste. This is Moksha Mukti Apollo giving you live talks, and you can simply type your questions, comments, concerns, and Moksha Mukti I'll speak regarding that. And Tony Christiansen just joined. Hello, Tony. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And Olga also joined. Hello, Olga. Thanks for joining. Namaste. How are you all doing today? It's a rainy morning here in Dallas, Texas. By the way, Olga, are you in Washington, D.C. or Washington State? Olga writes, hello, good morning. Love. Yeah, it's raining here in Dallas, Texas. Rainy day. Nice for a change after hot summer here, you know. Tony says it's raining here too. What's your city? What city do you live in, Tony? Deborah Charles join. Hello, Deborah. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And Deborah says, hello, blessings. Olga says we have very hot summer in Washington State. That's what I heard, Olga. Someone pointed out to me that Washington State area, it's been hot summer. I understand that you guys don't have AC there, right? Because it never gets hot, but this year it's like almost 90 degrees. So so people in Washington, you are experiencing really hot nights. Well, I was suggesting my relatives. I would suggest my relatives or people living there, purchase one of those small AC, just for the room. But anyway, let's get back to the today's gathering. This gathering here. First of all, namaste. Thanks for joining. And this is Moksha Mukti Apollo, speaking regarding your questions, comments, concerns that you have. Simply type your questions, comment, concern, and Moksha Mukti shall speak regarding that. And Alexandru Adrian Popa. Hello, Alexander. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And Alexander writes, hi there. Hello. Are you all glad today is Friday? Or is the same? What shall we talk about today? Helen Murphy Hello, Helen. Thanks for joining. Namaste. Helen says, hello from the UK. Well, hello. How do you do? I guess you said, how do you do in UK, right? So what shall we talk about today? Any questions, comments, concerns that you have? Rosalind Wilson. Hello, Rosalind. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And Rosalind says hello. Hello. So today being Friday, I suppose everyone is happy. Happy. Like Good Friday, or not necessarily Good Friday, but like a weekend, like so if you're all happy, talk about your happiness. Where is the source of your all happiness? Where is the source that is stemming from? Not from the thought, but from the source. Where is the source? Helen Murphy writes, happy Friday to you. Well, seems like everyone is happy, Friday. Maybe some of you have to work on the weekend, some of you don't, So those of you who don't work happy, those who don't have to work are seeming to be happy. And that is the conditional happiness, is Moksha Mukti is pointing out. Because the one condition or one thought makes you happy, and the next condition or next thought can make you unhappy, because that is conditional happiness. Like today is Friday, and those of you don't have to work, seem to be happy or relieved, because that is based on the condition. But what Moksha Mukti pointing out is to put your attention to the source, where you can experience the source, recognizing the source, and see the source. And in that experiencing, not so much on the thought, in that experiencing, you can recognize the source, where the source is stemming from. Where is the source of happiness? Where is the source of sadness? Where is the source of anxiety? Where is the source of loneliness? Where is the source of anger? Where is the source of hatred? All of this is stemming from the source within. And when you give attention to that, you can recognize that. Because thought is fooling you. Thought is fooling you. It is fooling you all your life. Seems like we have some comment here. Ace Monroe Zamora. Hello, Ace. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And Ace writes, hello, I have a question about infidelity. How to respond? I continue to love, but how about faith? That's a really good question, Ace. That's a really good question. And I do want to point out two things that is happening. And that is the dilemma in the world today. That is causing you the paradox. There's two things. And Moksha Mukti has been saying this in many occasions. Two things. First, the source. And he's pointing you to give your attention to the source. And then there is a thought, the culprit. Most of the time. Not all the time. Most of the time the thought is the culprit. Sometimes thought is good, because thought brings this gathering. You see, Moksha Mukti has to arrange everything here. And like today's experience, Moksha Mukti had to go back and reset a lot of things on the iPad, on the computer, delete the ad, then reload the ad, then update the software, update this. So I have to do many many things before Moksha Mukti can go live. Otherwise, the Facebook was kicking off, the battery was dying, and the session was getting shorter. And Moksha Mukti like to do 2 hours, 3 hours sessions, even 4 hours sometimes. However, due to the technical glitches, he can only do, one and a half hour session. So the longest session, I think we have been up to 1 hour 40 minutes session. So because of that, we have to do so many things. So for that, thought is useful to function in the society, right? So thought is there and the source is here. And thought does not know the source. Thought only assumes about the source. You see, only where you know the source is giving attention, your attention giving to that, and in there is a possibility for you to recognize the source. So the source and the thought, there are two different aspects. Well, the thought is aspect of this, source is the who you are. In the thought level, everything is created for you, like one man, one woman. You see, it's created in the society. Everything is made like that. And if there is a one man, trying to get many women, or one woman trying to get many men, that could cause tension in the society. That could cause problem in the society. That could create jealousy, anger, etc., etc., sadness, etc., etc. But that is how the society is made. One man, one woman. And some cases, even the physiological level, there's only one mate per life. Like, for example, I don't know too much about like how other animals are functioning, but Moksha Mukti is pointing out what he sees here. He's expressing the truth from this expression, through Moksha Mukti. So, see that I just read somewhere that eagle, they only mate with one partner for whole life. They only keep one partner, eagle, and they only stay in one home for throughout the life. They have one home, permanent home, and they have one mate for eagle. You see, and another animals like monkeys, like when I went to the zoo, there's a group of monkey. They were. I'm trying to find a good word to describe this. Well, let me put it nicely. They were having orgies, like monkeys were having orgies. Then the eagle keeps only one mate. You see, so what is the right way and the wrong way? That is the question asked by the thought. You see, and thought is saying, or the society, actually thought is condition. Thought stems from condition from the society. What society condition you? And majority of society, one man, woman is the norm. But some societies it's not. But majority, I would say 90% of the society, there is a one man, one woman. You see, that is how you are conditioned. That is how you was programmed. That is how the laws are made because of that. So whatever is that. So from the thought level, yes, there is infidelity when you give one man, one woman. However, when it to the source is infinity, source is limitless, source is ever pervading. And in this, source may not really want to be with one man, one woman. It may want to have multiple partners. You see? And that's why Moksha Mukti is asking you to give attention to the source. You see? He's not suggesting that you have a multiple partner. What he's suggesting is pointing you to the source where there is a recognition. And that is the true nature of who you are. That is the true nature of the humans. However, there is a thought. And thought is limiting the true nature. Thought is limiting who you are. When the thought is limiting who you are, then there is a problem. There is a dilemma. There is a dilemma. What shall I do? You see, what shall I do in this situation? Because now I feel cheated, I feel jealous, I feel sad, I feel all this. because that is stemming from the thought, because this is how you're conditioned. You see? So what Moksha Mukti is saying is there is a dilemma going on, and the dilemma is causing you that because the source is infinite, limitless, and the thought is limited, and thought is trying to limit you. And your anger, jealousy, hatred, all of those is stemming from the thought. And Moksha Mukti is not going to give you specific do this, do that, because all your life you've heard, people tell you do this, do that. And Moksha Mukti is not here to tell you what to do, what to not to do. He's simply pointing you make your own decision. So in the thought level, that is what is happening. This limiting you. Then the source level, there is an infinity you. And all your jealousy, hatred, loneliness, everything stems from the thought. You see. So if you have further questions, I'm gonna try to point you deeper. But for now, that's all Moksha Mukti is gonna speak about that. And you may not like it. You may asking for a specific question what to do, and that is all what Moksha Mukti is pointing is coming from the thought. You see, one thought try to tell you this, and the other thought try to tell you that. All the expert try to tell you that, and you can go to different expert, and different expert will tell you that. You see, but what Moksha Mukti is pointing you is, put your attention to the source, be here and now, and all your problem will be solved automatically, because all the problems are actually created by your own thought. Rosalind Wilson writes, my source of happiness is my children, but I'm happy they are in school again. Certainly, Rosalind, your children are the source of happiness. See, those are all conditional happiness. You see. And Moksha Mukti is not here to give you any ideas or make you sad or anything like that, but just for you're here and Moksha Mukti is speaking and he's telling you the truth. And sometimes the truth is bitter, sometimes truth can hurt, so I have to lay it light like that. And I'm not trying to cause you sad. Certainly source of the happiness is your family. Certainly I understand that, and even I have a family. Certainly there is a happiness. However, what Moksha Mukti is pointing you, your happiness is beyond your family, beyond anything that you can imagine. And that happiness is already available to you now in the present moment. Ace Monroe writes, Namaste, thank you. Ace Monroe, Namaste. And Ace Monroe says, I am following. Yeah, if you have any other specific questions, ask or type your questions. Moksha Mukti shall speak on that. But other than that, Moksha Mukti has nothing to say, Ace, because the answer actually is already within you. You already know what to do in the source. You see. You may need to seek a counsel, or you may need to dump that person, move on, all that answer is already within you. Seek in the source. Don't, Ace writes, I have to work on source. Ace, don't try to work on the source. Just simply, it's a simple process. See, many of you who's watching, listening, Moksha Mukti, only few of you are getting that, because only few of you are actually making effort to give your attention to the source. See, it simply requires your attention, nothing else, nothing more. Simple attention. It requires attention to the source. And the source seems to the thought, hey, why should I give attention to the source? Because, hey, I am powerful, I am thought, I can do many things, I can think many things, I can imagine many things. And I imagine I put a man in the moon, put a rocket and put a man, Apollo, put a man, Apollo rocket, put a man on the moon, put a Mars rover on the Mars, and put something. I think another rover is somewhere in Jupiter or another planet. You see, thought I can do that. Now, why should I give attention to source? You seem weak, you seem helpless, you seem nothing, you seem powerless, negligible. Why should I give attention? You see, thought says that. But simply give your effort, simply put your attention to the source, even for 5 seconds. Even if you can do for 10 seconds. You see, you have so much insight or recognition. And all the recognition of what Moksha Mukti is speaking is already there within you. You see, there is nothing new. What Moksha Mukti is saying, that whatever Moksha Mukti is saying, you already have within you, now in this present moment. Zach Live, sounds like Zach, your name sounds familiar. I think you're back. Hello, Zach. Thanks for coming back again. Namaste. Jack Rice, do you feel it is... Oh, he just pulled me over. It just moved. Do you feel it is normal to see colorful swirling colors when closing my eyes in the direction of someone I love? Any idea what it could mean, if anything? It's possible, Zach. Because love, in the reality,